Day 8. I'm good. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Miss Shannan. Welcome to Day 8 of the Twin Cities Film Fest. Here on our red carpet, and I'm very excited because we have a broad variety of films that you're going to be able to see here at the Shops at West End. And speaking of our primary topic this year for the Twin Cities Film Fest, addiction. And so we are with our director of today's documentary, Addicted to Porn, Chasing the Cardboard Butterfly, Mr. Justin Hunt. And Justin, this is your second time here in the Twin Cities?
It is. Yep, it's my first time at this film festival, but we screened another film here a few years ago, and we love it up here. It's a beautiful city, great people.
And I appreciate you. You are a professional documentarian. I see that you were passing it down. Your son is helping out, doing some filming today.
I try. He'll probably be better at it than I am, but he does a pretty good job. We're very proud of this kid.
Well, since I'm a parent as well, that's what we all try to do, is make them, each generation, successively less crazy and more talented than we are, right?
I'm not sure about the less crazy part, but he's definitely a better filmmaker than I am at this point, so.
And I know that we are talking about a very serious subject, and we talk about a lot of different varieties of addiction this year at the Twin Cities Film Fest, but you got to touch on one that a lot of people overlook, the addiction to porn.
Yeah, you know, I don't know it's so much that they overlook it. I think that a lot of people are afraid to tackle that topic because it's a very taboo topic. It's a scary topic. You know, you have to deal with a lot of like persecution and a lot of anger with people because they don't want to talk about it, and sometimes making them realize it is what makes them mad because, you know, Oscar Wilde said you only have to acknowledge something for it to exist. And so I think that that's one of the reasons that people don't want to deal with this issue is a lot of them just want to pretend that it's not happening, and we can't do that.
So when you start to work on a documentary like this where people are not as open with trying to share their stories, how do you find the stories to actually tell them to an audience?
Well, you know, that's the interesting thing about addiction is a lot of people don't want to talk about it, but the people that have gone through it or that have been affected by it, they very much so want to talk about it. And so once you kind of, you know, get under the skin and you dig in a little bit, you'll find a lot of people that do want to talk about it because they want to help others not deal with what they've had to deal with in their life.
So how different was it talking about this subject versus the last documentary that you did?
Well, the last documentary I did was a sports documentary.
Right.
We did do another documentary on addiction called American Meth. We did that with Val Kilmer about 10 years ago. And you know, it's very similar in the sense that we're helping people realize that there are things going on that sometimes they want to pretend aren't. And by exposing that, you know, just by giving people some information, you can start to create change. And that's all we really want to do with the film. And, you know, a lot of people, when they heard about the film, when they heard who was narrating the film, they said it's an anti-porn film. It's actually not. It's a porn-informative film. Because my job is not to point you in one direction or another. It's to give you enough information that you can make an educated decision after you've seen the film. And that's all we're trying to do here is inform people enough to start the conversation.
Did any of your perspectives on porn change from the beginning of the documentary to finishing the process and actually having it produced?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you know, you talk to some of the best minds in the world about something, and you spend time with a family that's been torn apart by something, and you're a parent. You absolutely are changed by, you know, I spent 4 years working on this film.
Right. And
so you can't come out of it different, I mean, the same as when you walked in. So you absolutely come out of it differently, and I learned a ton, and I'm glad to have done so.
Well, people are also watching this on our Facebook page, so if they weren't able to join us here for the screening this afternoon, what's the best way for them to find information about this documentary and the rest of your work, Justin?
Well, we've got a website, atpdoc.com, and then of course the film has actually already been distributed, so the only platform that you can't find it on is Netflix, because they're kind of doing their own thing these days.
Right.
But Amazon, Hulu, Vudu, iTunes, I mean, just about any platform, digital cable, I mean, it's everywhere, actually.
So other than saying, wow, Justin directed and produced this amazing documentary, what do you want people to be left with as they see Addicted to Porn?
Well, it's a fantastic question. I think just walking away a little more educated about something that is, the scope of this issue is much greater than people realize. And it's going to have long-term effects. And so, you know, get past, if you're a parent, get past the thought of, not my kid, because unfortunately, statistically, it is your kid. You know, start to understand how technology is shifting the paradigm as far as sexuality, and just we want people to walk away with more information and a more realistic understanding of the issue at hand. and not just now, but the effects it's going to have down the road. Because, you know, it's really starting to infiltrate our youth, and that's changing the entire landscape for them on a lot of different levels. So we want them to walk away with just some information and maybe some courage to have a conversation about it.
Well, Justin, we appreciate you sharing the story with us, and we appreciate you coming here to the Twin Cities Film Fest this year. And we are so excited with all of the directors and all of the producers that came to join us, and thank you very much for joining us here on the red carpet. We're excited to go and see your film again. Everyone is Justin Hunt, the director of Addicted to Porn, Chasing the Cardboard Butterfly, one of the amazing documentaries at this year's Twin Cities Film Fest. Thank you, Justin.